December 31st, the first person who was infected with this virus was taken to a hospital. Doctors did not know what they were dealing here. On January 3rd, 45 cases. On January 20th, 1,800. On January 26th, 4,500. On January 29th, almost 9,000 people have been affected. 140 plus deaths. These numbers can really go up by February. So 210 plus deaths have been reported so far. More than 10,000 are under severe treatment. And the first coronavirus reported case in India is from Kerala. The virus has spread to all the continents. 53 countries affected. More than 100,000 people affected. 3,200 people killed by the virus. 3,000 of that is from China alone. 55,000 of them have been fully recovered. This virus is spreading due to lack of awareness. The spreading of coronavirus is fastly through humans. It's rapidly done through humans, and if we can contain it somehow, the spreading of this virus can be contained as well. So, I am quarantined just like how you guys are, and before I go into this video, I do apologize if you find the quality of this video to be poor, as I couldn't get my friend who's usually behind the lens shooting all my videos. So, as you know the story, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced that the entire country of India will be under a lockdown till the 14th of April 2020. In today's video, we are going to see the current updates of coronavirus, how many people have been affected, how many deaths have been reported so far, and the current situation in India where the whole country is under lockdown. We are also going to see why this lockdown is essential, why this whole self-quarantine, the self-isolation thing plays a very pivotal role in fighting this virus, and what we should be doing in order to overcome all the obstacles and problems that we are facing right now. So I guarantee you that this video is going to be a very informative one, so continue watching the video. Now let us start by looking into some of the current updates about coronavirus. The numbers that I have mentioned in my previous videos are no longer larger compared to the numbers that we have right now. As I'm making this video, more than 580,000 people have been affected with coronavirus, and 21,000 of them are seriously critical, and 26,000 people have died so far. United States now has 86,000 people who have been reported with coronavirus, surpassing China's 81,500, thus becoming the #1 country in the world with most reported cases of coronavirus. And Donald Trump states that he doesn't believe that the Chinese are releasing the actual numbers. And now the most number of death tolls from a country is no longer China, but Italy with 8,215, followed by Spain with 4,860. In India, 860 people have been reported with coronavirus and 20 people have died so far. So considering the serious situation, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi stated that the entire country of India will be placed under lockdown from March 25th, 2020 to April 14th, 2020. The nature of the virus is that it is very communicable and it takes 14 days to know the symptoms alone. Thus, if a lot of people travel, if a lot of people commute from one place to another, and we all know how densely populated India is, the result, the magnitude of the damage caused by this virus is going to be massive. So Narendra Modi stopped all transports from district to district, from state to state, closed all the borders between the states and district as well, requesting the people to stay in their house, to self-quarantine themselves and not to go out unless or until there is a very unavoidable circumstance. The Prime Minister also stated that 15,000 crores will be allocated for medical facilities, government hospitals, isolation wards and beds. All of them will be fully prepared. He requested each and every single Indian citizen to self-isolate themselves, as it is the only option that we have right now. He also mentioned that there is no other option other than locking down 1.3 billion people in order to break this cycle of infection. Modi also mentioned that right now, more than the economy of the country, the lives of the Indian citizens are more important. He went to the extent of saying that if the Indian citizens, if we don't sacrifice these 21 days of our lives, our families and our nation will be pushed back by 21 years. So it is very important to take this seriously, or else a lot of families would be destroyed. And immediately after this, the Indian government implemented Section 144 for the welfare of the people and stopping them from getting affected by this virus due to community spreading. But still, with so much awareness and strict laws, we saw a lot of people carelessly gallivanting. A lot of people assume and argue that India is very much under control. It's the same mistake that Italy did, and it is the same mistake that United States did. For example, India now has a reported case of 860. For the first 25 days in the United States, the reported case was around 800 odd. But over the next 20 days, the numbers grew to a whooping 62,000. And if the same were to happen in India, the number will not be 62,000, it will be 110,000 and plus. That is how densely populated the country is. This virus has a reproductive number between 2 to 3, which means if a person is affected with this virus, he is more likely to pass it on to 2 to 3 more people, and it gets multiplied in numbers of 2 and 3. If that was the scenario in India, a lot of researchers say that in the next 30 days, in the next 1 month, the number of affected people in India will be close to 95,000, and in the next 60 days, which is 2 months, the number of reported cases in India will be 15 million. And even if the fatality rate is 2%, which is 3 lakh people would die in this country if we don't take this seriously and start taking preventive measures. Now that is the level of danger that we have here right in front of us. But however, there is no need to panic. There is no need for a vaccination. All we have to do is to obey the government, follow the rules that have been implemented by them, washing our hands, self-isolating, maintaining a very high personal hygiene. All of this will help the virus to have a natural death. Even during the Great Spanish Flu, which killed 5 crore people, 50 million people died during the Spanish Flu, the important measure that they undertook during that event was social distancing, and it proved to be a very, very effective measure, and the death toll decreased a lot at that time. India is very smart to react very quickly. It learned from the mistakes which Italy and United States did, and this has never happened before. Never before in the history of our country have the country been locked down for 21 days. Not the previous generations have seen something like this. And me personally, I've only seen such scenarios in movies and TV series. But in real life, I'm experiencing something like this for the first time. That is the level of imminent danger that we have right now. And if we don't take this seriously, the price we are going to pay for this could be quite painful. So it is our duty and responsibility to self-isolate ourselves during these times and take care and stay home. Don't go out unless or until there is an absolute necessity, because even if you're not infected with the virus, first of all, you never know if you're infected with this virus. In fact, the person who is making this video, even if I am infected with this virus, I wouldn't know, you wouldn't know. That is the level of threat which this virus causes. So it is very important to take this seriously, and I hope you have found this video useful. And until I see you in another video, take care, stay safe and stay home.
I'ma take it.